Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder where I'm back from vacation for now anyways. At the end of the month I am going away for a week. I'm actually leaving the country, so I'm not sure that I'll have Wi-Fi at all, although I would have time and the ability to do videos while on vacation at the end of the month, but I won't know until I actually leave the country and get to wherever it is that I'm going before I'll know if I'm able to do videos, but we're not going to worry about that for now. For now, I'm back. And while I pretty much missed the entire Queen's Cup, if we look at, I got the Dratini, and that is about it. So 2,700 points, not a lot of points. I 11,467th place. So most of you finished above me. I just did not have, I went to New York City. I just did not have time to play this. And one thing became very apparent to me while I was away over the weekend, that in order to play the number of games necessary to get the EX Cube in the Queen's Cup and keep up with your dailies, the locked booster here, and to keep up with the daily missions, is a lot of games. And when push came to shove, I had to pick and choose. Where am I going to allocate the handful of games that I'm able to play? And as you see, my locked booster here is at 0 of 10. That's because this morning I finished out yesterday's. What I kind of did is I played a handful of the Queen's Cup games each day. So I maybe played 3 or 4 each day, and I would wake up in the morning and do those. And then I just never really got back to it. I'm kind of spoiled here in Los Angeles, where when I wake up, my locked booster and my dailies reset at 7 a.m. Whereas in New York, they didn't reset until 10 a.m. And so what would end up happening is I would wake up and do a couple of the Queen's Cup matches, like I said before, and then I would jump in later in the evening and play just enough to do my daily missions, and I didn't even care about my locked booster, so I've got to catch up on some of that. But it consumed a lot more time than even I thought it did, just on the regular. So I'm not really sure. It kind of gave me a new perspective on the game, and if you want to do everything, how time consuming it actually is. Very interesting, kind of eye-opening as well. Luckily for me, I did have a couple of rainbow boosters that I picked up, and I didn't have to worry about unlocking boosters on top of everything else. But what we have going on is we are going to have a maintenance announcement on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, from 2 to 8 UTC. Release of version 5.0.9. You're not going to be able to play while they're doing maintenance. Nothing new there, but here we have some buffs and adjustments that they're talking about. As always, if you have any of these figures that have levels and chain levels, you're going to need to go reallocate all those. I still see wheels with figures that have been updated or were part of the glitch from a while back now. I mean, it's been several weeks, where your figures, if you leveled them up or put partial chain levels or chain levels into them, their wheels got reset. And I don't even remember now exactly when that was, but it was, like a month ago now. I did a video on that, and I still see figures that'll say like Deoxys attack form, C level 4, but it's doing 130 damage, or it'll have the purple Carmonite on the wheel, yet it still looks like level 5. So kind of funny that people still have not gone through and allocated that. You will almost always see a couple of figures that probably people don't use regularly that will have been updated, and they'll use them and their wheels haven't been readjusted. If you watch this video, make sure you readjust your wheels. Don't be one of those people. The first figure, and it's kind of interesting, is Incineroar. This figure just came out not that long ago, and it's already gotten a buff, and yet we have poor Lugia over here that's still doing 70 damage and can't get any love at all. But Incineroar, the Darkest Lariat, changed from 110 to Lariat 130, with its busted ability that allows it to move from the bench to the field, past entry blocking ghost type Pokemon and Pokemon affected by special conditions. Incineroar is one of the few figures that can put some major work in both offense and defense. However, it was designed to demonstrate its true power when it evolves from UC Litten. When it does, its suplex reaches 4 stars, and by knocking out the battle opponent with its now strengthened Darkest Lariat, it can also send the figures behind the battle opponent to their bench. We have increased the pre-evolution damage value of Darkest Lariat to 130. Incineroar should be able to easily get over the top rope and take down opposing Pokemon, even without evolving. You know, I did a video on the Gen 7 starters. This is one of the Gen 7 starters. It's very bizarre that they're giving it a buff, because, you know, the 130 wasn't really a problem, and evolving from Litten to Incineroar wasn't really the problem. The problem is the wheel's just not that great on Incineroar. At its base level, I think it has 12 miss, and then 3 wheel slices that are 28. And I don't even remember what the third one, but you have Darkest Lariat, and then you have the Suplex, which was its purple move. And those were very nice moves back when you had, you know, the Koba Sandwich, where you could end up knocking out the opponent you're attacking and then the one directly behind it as well. So those were good back in the day. Don't see a whole lot of that strategy going on anymore, where people like back up opponents next to each other. And it may happen, obviously, from time to time, but not as a strategy, where before they'd put Cobalion, you know, on goal, and then they'd flank it on either side with Deoxys Defense Form, where it was nice to be able to take out the Deoxys Defense Form and the Koba at the same time. That kind of strategy for defending the goal isn't real prevalent in the meta today, so I don't know that even buffing this up to, you know, 150 after 2 evolutions, I don't really see Incineroar getting much use, and I don't really know why they would buff this figure. It's kind of weird, and it's such a new figure as well. Also, we have, speaking of old figures, we have EX Greninja. Changed Hydro Pump 60 to Hydro Pump 70, with its potential to defeat even the strongest battle opponents by means of its chain attack / gold water shuriken. Greninja is a special figure, while Hydro Pump is a wide attack with a narrow wheel piece slice. We've boosted its damage value to 70 so it can more easily deal with figures like Mew and EX Tapu Koko. Well, I'm confused as to why they used Mew as an example here, because Mew's wheel is 30 and 50, so 60 took care of both those. Increasing the damage to 70 doesn't more easily take care of Mew. Interesting. And Tapu Koko, yes, the 70 beats the 69, so if you are attacking, but it is its smallest wheel slice, and nobody levels up the 70 or the 60 now, which is about to be 70. Oh, I just don't see that as being really relevant at all. That seems like just a change for the sake of change. I do, however, think Greninja is actually a relatively decent figure in this meta, because it is a very purple heavy meta. Other than that, these changes, the next one, and I think there's only one more left, is another dark figure. So we're definitely getting some kind of a dark gem. If I had to guess, I would say dark fighting, just because we just had a lot of fighting figures released in the most recent banner. We will have another banner, probably dark type. Now, looking ahead, I believe it's Guzzlord is an Ultra Beast and the only Dark type Ultra Beast, although that's going to go out of pattern with the way they have been releasing them. So I'm not convinced that Guzzlord may be coming out as an Ultra Beast, although it very well could. But Dark Fighting seems like it would make the most sense if we are going to have a gym this month. And the month is quickly running out. We're already halfway through. This month only has 28 days in it, so who knows? They may bypass the gym. I really doubt that they're going to not do a gym, though. And then finally we have Hydreigon. Change Dark Pulse 60 to Dark Pulse 80. While Hydreigon has an ability that strengthens it in combination with Zuelos and Dino, in order to get high damage values, the flexibility of the deck was pretty limited by the need for these required figures. Now, by setting the damage value of Dark Pulse to 80, you should have more deck space to include some number of other Pokemon and be able to build more interesting decks. And there was one more. We have Sneasel. Added the team play ability. Sneasel hasn't seen a lot of play due to the excellence of Weavile. However, with its chain attack, its gold attack, and its 3-star purple attack fake out, which can let you achieve instant victory, Sneasel has an interesting set of attacks. Well, let me just go ahead and say that the reason why people aren't using Sneasel is not because of Weavile, because nobody's using Weavile either. So that is, we'll just put that to rest right away. By giving Sneasel the same ability as Weavile, we've raised the floor for its damage value, so a deck featuring an evolved Weavile is more practical. You can substantially increase the expected damage value of the Fury Swipe chain damage value of the Fury... Well, I just reread all that, sorry. Take 2. You can substantially increase the expected damage value of the Fury Swipe's chain attack of Sneasel by raising its C level. After doing so, you may think of a variety of uses for Sneasel, such as including 3 Weaviles as standalone figures rather than evolved figures, which can boost Sneasel's damage value up to plus 60, or depending on the situation, attempting a fake out or a chain attack, and blah 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 blah. It's gonna have team attack, so it sounds like your Sneasels are gonna get damage buffs even if Weaviles are on the board. Other than that, you know, if we go look at the dark types we have available, and honestly, more than these damage buffs and these figure buffs, I want them to fix the bug that causes the screens to load extremely slow. That would be way more beneficial to quality of life. But if we go look at dark types, you know, we've got Incineroar, we got Malmar, which I like, but got Sableye. Just going through here, I just don't really see dark types unless they're releasing new figures. Like I said, Guzzlord could be one. I'm not sure what other figures could be coming out to make a dark energy deck prominent. But dark energy plates do have the benefit of your psychic types can't knock you out, and you negate the ability of phantom energy decks. If we go look at the dark energy plate, which we will jump into right here, we're just gonna have to remove that one. Dark energy. During this duel, if the opponent Pokemon is a psychic type, your dark type Pokemon are not knocked out of battle. They're moved to the bench and gain weight instead. And when you have 2 or more dark type Pokemon on the field, energy effects for your opponent's psychic and ghost type Pokemon are nullified. Your turn ends. With the rise of the phantom energy, you know, the 2 Feenies, the 2 Mimikyus, that could be decent. I still think running a Nihilego and just bringing it out and breaking the energy plate is better. We will probably get some kind of a dark sphere plate, would be my guess, to go along with the new dark types. And other than that, that's what we've got until tomorrow. So that is what you need to know heading into tomorrow's update. Today is the 13th, so maintenance will be happening in, less than 12 hours from when I'm recording this video, and definitely less than 12 from when you're watching this video. So there you go, you were up to speed. I'm going to cut this short because, as you can probably tell in my voice, I'm not feeling 100%. Caught a bit of a cold and just trying to fight off the last elements of that. So that is going to do it for my first video back. And, starting tomorrow, we will be back to a full slate of videos. I'll cover out the new Pokemon. I'll cover out the new everything, booster openings, whatever have you. We'll get back into full swing. So I'm going to go ahead and save up my energy for that. And until next time.